I've always been a part of a family for generations. You know, they always said men don't cry, men don't do these girly things, they don't wear makeup, they don't, you know, you're supposed to be a man.
Because being interactive with this world is just is opening up and being weakness, showing weakness, and it's not like putting your guard up and being like, it's allowing people to see you for who you are. And for someone to say like that's, oh, you're being a woman now, like that's just, you make an assumption immediately that isn't really true.
I feel like that's essentially what makes the scenario so scary, is the idea that men feel like they need to be super masculine and in control and stuff like that, and that almost to me makes, like, it asserts the scare. That's like where the scare starts from my point of view.
And at the end of the day, like our constant desire to like label things and separate things and put them in a box has people, like men or women or different races, thinking that they're more different than each other than they are alike, when at the end of the day everybody's the same fucking person.
Everyone has that. That's why little boys put on heels and shit, like when they're young and stuff. Like, I feel like it's so crazy that it is even thought of as something different or not normal, because like going against the norm for me would be just doing one of those things all the time, and that actually makes me more comfortable to turn around and be the more manly masculine version of me, because then I get to have both sides. Like, if I'm not in makeup, I'm the most regular looking person in my opinion.
I think if you're like predetermining things that people should do, doesn't really best set, like, it's not in the best interest of anyone, especially when it affects half the population. I think at this point more than half the population of the entire world, of your community, if you live by these standards or these laws.
When he was saying, like, when you're told to be like a man, and like what does that mean?
Exactly.
It's like, yeah, like you be a man.
I
have to be a man. Like,
yeah.
That doesn't mean. I don't know what it means.
It's never made sense to me.
I feel like a lot of guys have a hard time, like, dealing with that, because like, you know, you're trained to be like that. So when you start to deviate, you feel like you're doing the wrong thing.
I feel as though being masculine can also be very feminine. You can be both. You can be just as beautiful, you can be just as strong, just being able to have that strength and present it on both sides, then it can be very beautiful.
It's like how hard it is to prove that you're masculine. Like, you can just be existing, oh, I choose to paint my nails, or I put makeup on, you're super feminine, oh, you cry in front of your friends, you're feminine.
It's like a weird
but
check.
how do you become masculine? To break that wall between masculinity and femininity, you need to talk about it, because there's hidden parts of it on both sides that really don't come to eye. I mean, I know like the holding emotions back is a big thing that you can get to a lot of guys.
When I was 8 years old, my mom had like a bunch of her friends over, and we were having like this fashion show or whatever. I forgot whose idea it was, but like I remember doing my makeup, and my mom put on Dancing with Myself by Billy Idol, and I went down the runway and all my mom's friends were like clapping.
Gender becomes less serious the more crazy people get with it, and then like the more ridiculous and bizarre people are, I feel like gender almost deconstructs itself.
Like at the end of the day, I'm a lot happier than like all these other guys out there pretending to be somebody they're not.